Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be ranking every single Cuphead weapon in Cuphead. Okay, so, and I'm going to be ranking it from 1 out of 20, so 10 point, and there's two categories, usage and an EX shot. So each is worth 10, so if you get 20, each category is worth 10 points. And yeah. It's simple enough. Okay, now I'll just get into the video. So in number 10, we have the uncharged charge shot. Now this is not a weapon you can get from Porkron, it's just accessible from getting it from the charge shot. And how to use a charge shot, you just don't hold it down and you just keep spamming the trigger. You can just keep spamming the trigger, which is really tiring for your thumb. Unlike holding it, you'll get the charge shot, but you have to spam it to get the uncharged. Usage, 0 out of 10. I don't use this. I don't use the uncharged charge shot. And for the EX shot, you guys might be wondering, so you guys might realize that for the EX, it says none. That's because the uncharged shot doesn't really have an EX. Unlike the charge shot, it does have an EX, but it does technically have an EX, but that really just goes with the charge shot. That's really about it. Yeah. And it only does slightly better in Chaser's output. But unlike Chaser, it shoots out a lot at once, and uncharged is like one every second, which is really tiring for your thumb and really bad damage. So yeah, 0 out of 20 on the scale. Let's move on to number 9, which is the twist up is in number 9. So first up, we're going to be starting off with the usage, which gets a 1 out of 10. I don't really use this weapon. The only time I ever use it is on the last phase of Captain Brineybeard. That's basically all it. And yes, I know it can really go with all the bosses, but personally, I don't think really, most of everybody is not really I don't know. People say it's good, and some people say it's not good. I say it's not good, because you have to be, like, very, very, very good at aiming to use this weapon if you want to use it on every level. Yeah, if you're really good at aiming, then this weapon's for you. The EX shot just spawns, like, a little tornado that goes around the thing, kind of like Roundabout's EX shot. It just gets a 2, because I'm pretty sure it does less damage, and yeah. So yeah, overall 3 out of 20. So yeah, it's not really, overall 3 out of 20. So yeah, it's not really a good weapon. Now let's move on to number 8, which would be, okay, so for number 8, we have the pea shooter. So the usage for pea shooter gets a 0 out of 10. The only time I ever used this weapon was when I first started playing the game, which I don't even really remember anymore. So yeah, I only really use this weapon when I first start a game. That's really it. And also, I don't really use this weapon at all, even though sometimes when I first start a game for like a challenge and I restart, and I just like find a world that's never been claimed by me, I'll just like do it for a challenge. And you get like four coins to start off with, so you can basically get any weapon first. Like you can literally get Roundabout as your second weapon. So yeah, that's why it's in 0, because you can't really because the only time I ever use this thing is at the beginning of the game. The X shot, though, can get a 4. It just spawns like a bigger version of a pea shooter. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it does like 28 damage from the Cuphead wiki, which is not bad. It's very similar to Lobber's EX shot, though. But the only reason why it's a 4 is because I never use this weapon at all. So overall, it's a 4 out of 20. I mean, it's okay for starting off the game, but I don't use it. Okay, let's just move on to number 7. Okay, so number 7, we have Chaser. Now we got bypassed weapons that are, like, really horrible, and now we're in the area of the weapons that I think are, like, bad, but, like, okay. So, like, the very mid weapons. And first up, we'll be starting off with Chaser in this new category. Usage, I'll give it a 3 out of 10. the only reason why it's a 3 out of 10 is because I only really use it on running guns. Like, I feel like trying to, like, get a good grade on running guns, I feel like it could be really useful. If you buy a chaser as your first weapon, on the first running gun, it could be, like, really easy. I did before, it made the first running gun really easy, and also the second one. So yeah, that's why usage is a 3 out of 10. The X shot, it just spawns on, like, pellets around that kind of protect you. And the only things I really know that can protect you from are, like, the animal crackers from Chef's Salt Picker and the carrots from the root packs. But you can, like, send it to the enemy, but you have to be, like, really close to them, or it's, like, an enemy that you can walk by past, like Beppy the Clown's last phase and the carrot from the root packs. And the only reason why it's a 5 is because it does 28 damage according to the wiki, which I don't even know if it's 100% correct, but that's what it says. And I'm probably going to believe the developers, although it might not be true too. But yeah, overall is it 8 out of 20. Still not halfway, but we're getting there. Now let's move on to number 6. So for last time it went off, and I'm just making sure it's going on. Okay, so for number 6 we have Converge. It scores 1 point higher than Chaser. Usage for Converge is a 3 out of 10. But I do like this weapon though. It can get rid of the eyeballs on the Phantom Express, and it's pretty useful on the Devil. Although I don't really use it that much, so. EX shot though, I know it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's still a really good EX. It just spawns like a really big lightning bolt. I know it doesn't really do a lot of damage, but if you use a ton of them, it can equal up to Super 1, so yeah. It just scores 1 point higher than Chasers. So let's just move on to number 5, which would be... So number 5, we have Lobber. So, yeah. As you can see, I'm kind of getting tired, but yeah. For Lobber, the usage for Lobber, I just don't use it that much. Because the only main reason why I just don't like Lobber is because of its aim. It just spawns in like a ton of Lobber balls that just like bounce around the purple balls that just bounce around the track. And yeah, it's basically all it does. And if the boss is like above you, like Captain Brightybeard or the parrot or the carrot, you might as well just be using any other weapon. You might as well just be using any other weapon than Lobber. Although the aim of Lobber is really bad, the damage output's really good, scoring about like 11.6 in the Cuphead wiki. But I don't really use it that much though, so it can get a 4 out of 10. Although the EX shot for Lobber, I gave it a perfect 10 out of 10. This is why it's like the highest scoring EX in the whole entire game. Or like the highest damaging EX. It just spawns like a bigger version of one of the Lobber balls. And it just like really does a lot of damage. I think it's like 37 in the wiki. Which is really good. So overall, it scores 5 points higher than Converge. What is number 4, guys might ask. But it's going to be popping up in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So I put Spread in number 4. The usage for Spread, I just use it a lot. Especially on like a lot of bosses on aisle 1 and aisle 2. And maybe even some on aisle 3 to be honest. So yeah, I use it a lot. And it scores 1 point. And this Spread scores 1 point higher than Lobber. EX for Spread I also gave it 10 out of 10. You either have to sacrifice life, or you can do it perfectly. And get like all of it to hit. Like the last phase with Beppy and the carrot, you could do it like perfectly. Overall, it's a 15 out of 20. What will be number 3? Let's see. So number 3, we have Charge. So the usage for Charge, I use this weapon all the time. It gets a 9 out of 10. Although it's a bit tricky using it, you have to like hold down for a few seconds, then use it. If you don't hold it down, you'll get the uncharged shot, which came down at the bottom of this list. And if you like hold it down, you can do like over 50 damage, which I think is insane for just a weapon. The X shot for a Charge though, it does a 7 out of 10 because, well, it is a 7 out of 10 because well, I'm trying to think. It just like explodes an enemy. It explodes at the enemy. It's like a very massive bomb and does a ton of damage. It's about EX shots weaker than the weapon itself. So overall, it's a 16 out of 20. Number 2 is one of my favorite weapons in the game. It's gonna pop up soon. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so guys, the crack shot's one of my favorite weapons in the game. Because it's basically a better version of Chaser, and it does more damage. So the usage for this weapon, it gets a 10 out of 10. I always use this weapon on almost every single boss. It does a ton of damage. Way better than Chaser. The X shot for Chaser, though, it would be number 1 if the X shot was better. It just spawns like a UFO or Saturn thing. They have 2 options. You just shoot out some little crag shots, or you can parry it and it will hit the enemy. If you parry it and it will hit the enemy, it does more damage, but it's only by like 3 personal damage to the boss. So it's like not really that much of a difference. Here comes number 1 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So number 1, we have Roundabout. Usage is also a 10 out of 10. I always use this weapon. And to be honest, I don't think there's a single match where Roundabout's a bad choice on. Because it does a lot of damage. You aim backward for maximum damage. It's a bit tricky at first, but once you play more matches with Roundabout, you'll start to get the point more. So that's why I gave it usage a 10 out of 10 for Roundabout. EX shot for Roundabout, though, is 9 out of 10. And the only reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is because the aim for the Roundabout's EX shot, you have to... It's really difficult just to get the... It's really difficult just, like, to get the VIG... Like, the VIG to get hit the whole enemy. It's really difficult to do that without disappearing. But overall, it's still a good EX, though. And overall, it's a 19 out of 20, which is almost a perfect score. And, well, that's it for the Cuphead weapons tier list. Hopefully you enjoyed. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! Oh, by the way, I might post better videos of Cuphead soon. Or, like, better videos. I don't have to film it from the TV. I can just upload it to my iPad. Better videos. I'm gonna make better videos, okay? Just a heads up. Bye.